And begin in a nice, tall, comfortable seated posture whenever you're ready. We'll go ahead and bring the shoulders up by the ears. Take a nice inhale. Open the mouth as you exhale. Relax the shoulders down. And see if you can begin to smooth and empty out slowly. Inhaling, shoulders up. Nice full breath, and exhale. Open the mouth. Again, deep, slow inhale. Shoulders up by the ears. Exhale, empty everything out. And then from here, let's go ahead and root down through our hips and our legs and see if you can. I slightly have to remind myself to lean back just a little bit and feel the heart space is open and wide and the shoulders are right above the hips. So it may be opposite for you, but just paying attention to that, noticing if you can align your spine and grow a little bit taller and open your heart space a little bit more. And once you feel that alignment, it feels really good and comfortable. So just noticing what you notice and how it feels. And perhaps even exploring or adjusting a little bit our patterns. Gradually moving towards longer and smoother breaths. So you can empty out slowly and completely. Lengthening those exhales. And then allowing ourselves to receive fully on the inhales. Slowing down a little more with each breath. Becoming a little bit more receptive, a little more grounded and present. Dropping into this moment. And dropping any of our roles or anything that we identify with, just allowing ourselves to just be in this moment, just as we are. Letting go of any judgments or any expectations. Now moving towards that soft Ujjayi pranayama, or oceanic victorious breath. Listening for that soft hissing sound in the throat as you breathe through the throat with your mouth closed, or as if you're trying to breathe through your throat. Begin to feel the effortlessness. And perhaps joining the hands, one hand on top of your heart, so your right hand over your heart, left hand over top of the right. And just take a moment here, again, root down to grow nice and tall. Move the heart slightly up towards the hands as we bow the head slightly in towards the heart. And once again, just notice what you notice as you breathe. And perhaps taking a moment to come back to what is truly important to you, what is truly needed. Perhaps revisiting any intention that you may have or creating a new intention here. Allowing that to guide us through our practice. Let's go ahead and circle the arms slowly up overhead when you're ready. Take a nice deep, slow inhale all the way up. And as we exhale, bring that energy back home to your heart center. Again, deep, slow inhale. Let's reach up as we root down. Offer that up, and as we exhale, open the arms, let them float slowly down by your sides and then back to your heart. Take another breath here. Exhale everything out. This time with a round of Om, we'll inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Exhale back to our heart center. This time inhale for Om. Om. And from that place, let's go ahead and reach out to your right. Take a nice deep, slow inhale all the way up. As we exhale, stretch open over, pressing that hip down. Inhaling, rolling the heart towards the sky. Maybe open that arm a little bit. And then exhale, bend into the elbows, look, gaze down towards the earth. Inhale and slowly come back up. Let's reach up through that right side. Exhale, gently twist to your left arm behind. Inhale, we root down the thighs and the hips. As we exhale, draw navel towards your spine. Feel that nice massaging of the internal organs. And that sort of vacuuming quality in and up. One more breath. And let your gaze and your head turn with your twist. From here, bring that right arm all the way up. Inhale, so we're going to hold on to that thigh and focus on rooting down through the legs and reaching up first. Then come up and over as far as feels good, keeping those legs down, hips rooted. And then inhale, slowly come up through that side. And as we exhale, wrap the arms around, holding on to opposite thighs or knees and round through that upper back, tuck the chin, breathe deeply. So push the legs and hips down and pull the upper back towards the sky. One more breath here. And exhale, release the arms behind us. Let's come onto fingertips, roll those shoulders back, lift the heart as we inhale, arching upper back. Lift the chest. And then exhale, let's go to bow forward, fold, melt into the earth, rooting the sits bones back and down for a few moments. And you're also welcome to rest your forehead onto something here. Deep cleansing breaths into the back body. All right, from here, rolling up as we inhale, nice and slow. And take a moment, notice what you notice as you breathe. And then stretch your legs out in front of you a little bit, shake it out. Wiggle the knees. And then let's press the opposite leg in the front here when you're ready. Again, pulling the flesh out from underneath us. We're gonna root down, reach out to your left side, deep, slow inhale up. And exhale, reach up and over, pressing those hips down. Inhaling, rolling the heart towards the sky. When you're ready, again, you can stretch that arm out in a way that feels good for you. Exhale and bend into both elbows. Maybe here, look down. Inhale, root down to reach back up through that left side. Exhale, gentle twist to your right. Right arm behind you, deep inhale. So press down to grow taller. Through the fingertips, down through the hips, down through the legs. Lengthen and open the heart center. Gazing over your shoulder and maybe beyond. And again, so you can feel that vacuum, that suctioning in and up. Navel to spine as you spiral upwards. Breathe deeply into your belly. And then staying here, we're going to reach that your right arm, up as we inhale and exhale. Press down through the legs again. Grow tall before you reach over. So we feel the length really through the side waist, the sides of our body, and then inhale when you're ready, come back up. Exhale, we wrap that arm around once more. Press down through those legs, tuck the chin, pull up through your upper back. Deep breaths here. So maybe even your arms go all the way straight. And then release the arms behind us, come onto fingertips, roll shoulders back, lift sternum and chest up. Inhaling, open the throat. Exhaling one last time, bow forward, fold. Melt back into those hips, sit bones all the way back and down, and rest the weight of your head into the earth somehow. You can use your hands or stack your fists or block. Release the neck and shoulders completely here. Let your head be like a heavy bowling ball. One more deep breath here. Exhaling slowly, completely out. Inhaling again on your way back up, take a moment and observe. So one more time, we'll cross the opposite leg in front. Pull the flesh out, root down to rise. So now just taking a few moments here, maybe visualize that prana or life force energy coming up from the core of the earth all the way up through the center of your body to the crown of your head. And then as we exhale, sending that energy all the way back down to the core of the earth. Nice long, slow breaths again. As you inhale, see if you can inhale a little bit more and start to squeeze, lifting perineum in and upward, then navel to spine, all the pelvic floor muscles vacuum up, and then lock the chin to throat as you hold the breath here now for 3. And we squeeze the spine. 2. 1. And exhale, slowly relax your whole body. Slowly coming back to center, another breath here in between. And once again, soften face and jaw, soften your shoulders, your legs, your hips. Another deep breath slowly up from the core of the earth. Inhaling a little more, and as you keep inhaling, start to lift from the bottom up. Lift and suck in, navel to spine. Inhale a little more at the top, and then hold the breath, lock the chin to throat. Squeezing here. Imagine you're squeezing the energy and synovial fluids all the way up to the pineal gland, to the third eye between the brows. And then as we exhale, slowly releasing. Nice and easy. Relax all those muscles. One more time, take your next deep, slow breath when you're ready. Continue inhaling and start to lift and squeeze from the ground up. Inhale a little more and lock that chin to throat as you hold the breath. Squeeze that spine. Exhaling. Slowly, completely out. From here, shake out the legs in front of you and wiggle those knees, wiggle those ankles. We're going to come all the way forward onto your mat for a little bit of core work. So before we do this, we will massage the back a little bit, but I'm just going to show you. We're going to take an eagle pose here with the legs crossed. Maybe the toes come back, maybe not. And then the arms crossed. You want your shin bones and your forearms to be parallel to the ground. And as we lengthen the spine and reach the fingertips and toes away from each other, straight out. And then as we exhale, instead of bringing your legs to you, You want to lift your heart and chest up towards those legs. So you want to try to get the shoulders up without straining your neck, okay? So all from here. So if we don't go all the way up, that's okay. Just focus on really using our core. All right, so first let's lay back and just hold on to the knees and maybe circle the knees around a few times. Massaging around the back, relax your neck. And then circle the other direction here as well a few times when you're ready. Start with the right leg crossing over top of the left. Maybe toes wrap back, maybe not. Right arm underneath the left, and arms always opposite of the leg. Inhale, fingertips and toes reaching away from each other, hollow belly. And press down, lift your heart center. So press into your core. Inhale, lengthen heart and chest. Relax neck. Inhale. Now use that breath. Inhale. Inhale. Last time here. Stay up as we inhale, lift a little higher. Lift your heart center. Exhale. Inhale a little higher, squeeze it. And exhale, relax. Uncross your legs and let's put the feet down. Bring your butt over to the right side of your mat for a moment. Legs back up and over to the left side. Open your right arm and stack your right hip on top left. Turn your gaze over your right shoulder. Couple deep breaths here. In a gentle supine twist. Cleansing, nourishing breaths. All right, gently coming back through center. Let's bring your butt back, put your feet down and butt back to the center of your mat, knees pointing up and feet wide apart. Just do a little windshield wipe for me, side to side, relax your lower back, release your hips. If anything went wonky there, you can kind of release through this. And then from here, left leg on top of right, crossing, maybe toes back, maybe not. Left arm underneath right, elbows and wrists. Inhaling, fingertips and toes away from each other. So shins and forearms are nice and long. Hollow belly. Exhale, press to rise up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, use your core. So you're not bringing legs to you. Inhale. Exhale. You're lifting your to your legs. Don't bring the full leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale. Powerful exhale. Really get to engage your transverse. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Exhale. Inhale a little higher. Stay up as you exhale. Squeeze. One more time. Inhale a little higher. And exhale. Go ahead and uncross the legs there again. Feet down and move your butt to the left side of your mat. Both legs up and over to the right. Stacking left hip on top of your right hip. Open the left arm. Turn your gaze over the left shoulder. Relax the neck. Slow, deep breaths. All right, coming back to the center. The reason why I emphasize lifting your chest to your leg so much and not pulling back like this in your leg is because that can do some damage to your lower back if you're not using your core and you're using your low back to do that. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and bring your feet wide apart again, and then windshield wipe the knees side to side. Let's bring your feet hip distance apart so the toes are slightly angled in, heels are slightly angled out. Arms down by your sides. We're going to inhale, press into the feet, lift the arms up. Bring the arms with your arms together. Very slow breaths here. Inhale, down to come up. The arms and hips down together at one time. One more time. Deep, slow breath in, slowly rising up. Exhale, slowly bring the arms down with your hips and relax. All right, you can take that windshield up again here if you wish. Rock and roll yourself up or roll over onto your side to push yourself up. We're gonna come onto your hands and knees here, spreading the fingers out nice and wide. Knees are hip distance apart. And let's go ahead and send the inner thighs up and back. Take a nice deep inhale, look up between the brows. This time as we exhale, we're gonna bring the hips to the left and bring your right ear towards the right shoulder. So opposite of the hips. Inhale, center. Exhale, hips to the right, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. So stretching out that side waist again. Stretching almost a little bit. Laterally flexing your spine. Get those fluids to each vertebrae. From here, we're sending the inner thighs up and back. Take a nice inhale, look up between brows again. As we exhale, we're going to start to circle your belly button around like a marble that's being circled around inside of a barrel. We're going to barrel our torsos around here. And just go ahead and let yourself loose, move in a way that feels good for you. And you can even let your head and your neck go with it. And you might find if you go one direction, it might feel a little awkward. Try the other direction. Just do what feels natural. And then circle around the other direction whenever you're ready. Again, leading with whatever is needed for you here. So this is not about moving the hips forward and back or the hips in a circle. You think of your belly button going in a circle. We want to get that movement and mobility in our torso as well. And then whenever you're ready here, let's go ahead and send the inner thighs up and back. Look up and exhale. Let's go to downward facing dog here. Stretch it out. Walk your hands and feet as wide apart as your mat to start. And then let's go ahead and bend into your right knee. Stretch your left leg. Look over your left shoulder under your armpit. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bend your left knee and look under your right armpit. Straighten your right leg. And then just go ahead and do that slowly. Again, in a way that feels good for you. Relax your neck. Let it turn gently side to side. Beautiful. Whenever you feel ready here, let's come to the top of your mat or right at the front. And then bend your knees here as much as you need. Shake gently side to side. Oh. And then up and down, yes. Relax in the neck. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then go ahead and come onto your fingertips as you inhale. Just lengthen your heart forward. Again, if you need to bend here, that's fine. Exhale, press into your feet. Now we're going to come halfway up onto your thighs. Think of pressing your thigh bones back, but your kneecaps up, and feel that lift in your core, flat back. One more breath here as you root down through your feet. You're going to take your next inhale, root down to reach up to the sky. Palms to prayer. Exhale, circle the arms all the way around, and then back to your heart center. Find stillness. Deep breath in again. Reach up. And as we exhale, back to your heart. Let's go ahead and interlace the fingers here. Root down, bend into the knees. Push down to come all the way back up. Inhale, slowly follow it up. Palms to the sky. Exhale, we're going to tuck the chin, bend the elbows over to one side. Chin in and head back slightly. So pull your rib cage in. Pull your chin in and back. Breathe deep. Back up, palms to the sky. You can look up if you like. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows to the other side, chin in and head back slightly. Really planting through your feet. Again, plug into the earth. Inhale this time, palms facing you, look up. As you exhale, we're going to bend your knees around through that upper back again here. Now I want you to kind of sway side to side or in whatever way feels good for your shoulders and your wrists, if you want to bring your wrists back and forth. And then root down to slowly circle the arms up. Inhale, palms to prayer. Hook the right thumb on top. Exhale, bow forward fold whenever you're ready. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening the spine, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and deepen your fold. Let's step the right leg back into a nice deep lunge, big, huge step back. Right fingertips underneath you, pull your left butt cheek in and back. And then sink your hips down. We want to keep this back thigh bone lifting into your core, maybe stacking the shoulders, maybe not. You can also bring your left hand to your sacrum if that feels more comfortable. You can also gaze down towards the earth if that feels better for you. Open through the heart center here. Slow, deep breaths. Another nice option that might feel good for you is to bring that left arm all the way back and maybe even grab your right hip bone. And then releasing the bind, we're going to come, sorry, not the bind, but the wrap. We're going to come onto your fingertips, lower the right knee down. Sink the hips, lift the heart. And breathe. And also as we sink the hips, we want to make sure to keep those hips square as well, keeping the spine aligned. So we hug the thigh bones towards each other just a little bit. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you like, or perhaps root down to reach up. If you like, take your hands to prayer, right thumb hooking on top. Deep breaths here, root down through that left big toe mound. Sink the hips a little more. One more breath. Exhale, release the arms all the way down. Spread the fingers nice and wide, step back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Again, spread those fingers wide, plug into the earth through hands and feet. Deepen your breath, lengthen the sides of your body. Can you now push your shoulder blades up to your ears and pull your hips away from your shoulders? Pull those hips up. Breath. Exhale, lower the knees. Lower knees, chin, chest if you like. So elbows go forward above your wrist. Squeeze triceps in. Hold it here. And then bring those hips down. Let's point through the toes. Bring your arms out in front of you into Sphinx pose. So lengthen the legs long, tailbone presses down into the earth. So we want to try to create as much space between the vertebrae here in your lower back, or the lumbar spine. Tailbone pushes down. Another deep breath. So still externally rotating the shoulders and lengthening the sides of your body. Looking up between brows, take one more breath here. As we exhale, let's curl the belly in, navel to spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, lengthening, nice and long. Exhale and curl. From here, curl the toes under. Make sure your elbows are under your shoulders as well. Tailbone down, we can lift up, press up into your forearm plank. Beautiful. Now, if you're not on your moon cycle, you can pump your belly in and upward. So you're gonna, as you exhale, powerful exhales, you're gonna suck your belly in. So this is done through your nose, but if you, for some reason, have a stuffy nose or you prefer, you can exhale through your mouth. But each time you exhale, you're pumping the belly in and up each time. Feel those abdominal muscles. You can also rest here. One more breath and lower the knees. Come back to your Sphinx pose. Hold on to your opposite elbows and relax your shoulders. Close your eyes and just breathe. So this is your real nice passive kind of restorative upper back bend. If you have mobility issues or range of motion through your mid and upper back, this is a really nice one to stay in for a while. And then of course your counter pose would be child's pose. So let's go to bring your hands behind or underneath your shoulders. Squeeze those triceps in as we inhale. And then slowly come back. So if you want to kind of let your spine loose a little bit and then sit back into your child's pose whenever you're ready. Big toes touching, melt. There's lots of counter poses, but this is a nice easy one. You're also welcome to bring your elbows forward, hands behind the head in prayer if you like that. Again, let your head be heavy here. And while you breathe here, can you feel your belly sort of balloon out into your thighs and then feel that expand into your lower back? From side to side, front and back. Allowing your belly to fill up like a nice balloon as you breathe in. And then softening and releasing a little bit more as you exhale. All right, whenever you're ready, come slowly back up onto your hands and knees. Downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Slowly stretch it back. Externally rotate shoulders. Protract shoulder blades up towards your ears. Lift the hips high, lift the shoulder. Root around. Whenever you're ready, we can come up onto your tippy toes. Let's slowly stretch your right leg up towards the sky as you inhale, gently. Exhale, thigh to your chest. Heel nice and high. Let's just step that foot forward between your hands. From here, left fingertips underneath you, right butt cheek in and back. Get the hips down as low as you can while lifting the back thigh bone up. Stack the shoulders here. Lift through the heart center. So you want to lift up out of that bottom shoulder. And feel your shoulders like they're pulling away from your body. And then as we exhale gently, we can bring it back behind us here. We can also gaze down. You can also take that half bind or the wrap. And then place your gaze and your neck in a place that feels good to stretch or is just comfortable to rest. Rolling heart to sky from your core. And then release and come back to center. Lower that left knee down. Uncurl the toes here. Breathe. Sink the hips, lift the heart. Hugging the thigh bones slightly towards each other. Cleansing, nourishing breaths. Staying here or root down into that big toe mound to slowly reach up. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, let's bring the palms together to prayer. You can bend those elbows as much as you need. Left thumb on top of the right. Lift through your heart. Very nice. One more breath. So you can lift that sternum up, even if you don't look up. Lift your chest up. Exhale, hands down. Step that left foot, or lift that back thigh. Step it forward. Between your hands, fold. Deep cleansing breaths here. Let's bend your knees here as much as you want. Interlace the fingers behind you. Stretch yoga mudra. You can straighten your legs if you like. Exhale, release the arms, relax your neck. Inhaling, lengthening the spine whenever you're ready. Exhale, let's press into the feet to come halfway lift. So really plug in again. Feel that your legs turn on, your inner thighs turn on. Inhale, root down, reach back up to the sky, palms to prayer. Exhale, circle the arms slowly down and around you. Back to the heart, Samastitihi. One more time, inhale, reach up. Hook the left thumb on top, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhaling, lengthening halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deepen your fold. So we're going to start with the left leg first this time, stepping back with the left leg. And hug those hips in. Let's bring that left arm underneath, right arm up to the sky. Again, we're going to pull that right hip in and back. Deep breaths. Staying here, or you can lower to the knee. You might also like to lift your left arm and find your open twist. Use your core to come up. And you're gazing towards your right shoulder. Root down into that right big toe mound. Good. Try to square your hips a little bit more there. There you go. Yes. From here, maybe your right hand comes to your left thigh bone. So face forward now. Face toward me. Right hand to your thigh bone. Left arm toward the sky. You can bend the back knee as much as you need to, remember. Deep inhale, lengthen the left side of your body. And as we exhale, slowly lower back down. Lower that left knee down. Now we're going to take that same pattern here, reach up as we inhale, reversing it. This time as we exhale, come up and over to your right, stretch the left side of your body. Inhale back through center, lift through the heart. Exhale, we're going to bring that left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Now notice my knee is kind of way back behind my heel. So I want to make sure I'm right stacked above it. And the left thigh, the left elbow is going to press the thigh bone in on an angle, but the toes stay forward. And you're finding this real deep twist in your core. So we can lift up tall here. Some of you might have to come here if that's too deep of a twist. If you're here, hands come to prayer. You're not going to sink into the shoulder like this. You got to push down into the thigh and lift your belly button and your chest away from your thigh. Lift your heart towards your thumbs. Deep cleansing breaths. Now, those of us that want just to stretch, you can straighten your right leg and stretch it out. If you want more, curl the back toes under. Lift that back knee. Breathe. Good. Pressing down. Look down towards the earth. You can always bring your hands down. See if you can press that left foot forward and come to chair, Utkatasana, with your twist. So now make sure your knees are equal. Then hands to heart. Push down into the earth. Lift that left knee up. So push down into your right foot. Lift your left knee, not higher than your hip, but just in line with the hip. Flex your toes up towards your head. Grab your right knee. Grab your left knee with your right hand. With your right hand. There you go. Now pull your belly button in and push your butt back into your left hand. Put your left hand on your sacrum. Now feel that lift in your core as you start to twist to your left. Get taller, longer, neutral spine, and gaze over your left shoulder. Woo. Maybe stretching that left arm back. Maybe taking your gaze back. But keep your rooting down through, anchor through your right foot and leg. One more breath here. Exhale, hands together. Back to your heart, Tadasana. Just take a moment, close your eyes. Let the arms come down and feel, observe. From here, we're gonna keep the feet separated hip distance apart, bring the hips all the way down. I gotta move off of this root here. Bring the hips way back and knees back, all the way back. Fingertips touch the earth, maybe hands to the heart. Sides of your body, your waist is long, hands to heart. Press into your left foot now. Cross your right leg on top, or maybe wrap the toes back, maybe not. And now be careful of the tendency when you bend your knees to let your knees go forward. We got to suck the belly in, pull the butt back, and flatten the back. Find your drishti or your gazing point, something that's not going to move on you. And steady your eyes and steady your breath. Remember, you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. If you'd like to take a full eagle, right arm under the left, opposite of legs. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Reach from the waist down, drill yourself into the earth. And from the waist up, reach your elbows and fingertips towards the sky. Hollow belly, strong in your core. Find stillness through your breath, anchor through your breath. Root down into your left foot. Now uncross your leg, flex your foot, push through the heel. So that flexing of the foot's important. Those toes towards your head, it's gonna help engage your core. Push through the heel. Heel away from the crown of the head. Fingertips forward, away from the heel. Now lift your pelvis. Lift your pelvic floor away from your left thigh. Away from your standing leg. One more breath. Lift your core. Exhale, step it back and bend the front knee into your warrior one. Inhale, warrior one, lift the heart. Exhale, release those arms. Inhale, palms to prayer, lift up. Spread your fingers wide, exhale, thumbs to your chest and pinkies to your thigh. Now, see how wide they are? Spread them out and touching. Staying here, gazing forward, keeping that left butt cheek in and back. Or from here, we can hop it lightly forward, quietly, and spread the toes, start to fly. So your left knee stays bent, and you spread and reach that leg up, 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 up. Lean forward. One more breath. Exhale, beautiful, step back. Whew. Nice work. Spread the fingers wide. Left leg back, open the hip. Bend that left knee, bend and kick gently. Shake out that left butt cheek. You can even kick it with your heel a little bit gently. From here, left knee towards your left shoulder. Bring that hip open, shoulders above your wrists. Side to chest. Let's try that again. Inhale, open. Shoulders square. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. This time, bring your foot towards your right wrist and hold it here. Hips square. Keep that left hip back and lower down into your pigeon pose. You're welcome to stay here. If this feels too intense or you feel any pressure on your knee, you can lay on your back and cross your left leg on top into a figure four and stretch it however feels best for you. If you are in your pigeon pose, we come onto our fingertips, take a nice inhale, lengthen the spine up here. As we exhale, bend the elbows up on the fingertips and lower your heart, then your head. Tuck the chin and undulate through your spine. Inhale, so lead from the back of your heart. Head is the last thing up. And then exhale, lower the heart and then the head. Last time, tuck the chin as we inhale, curl back of the heart up first. And lift up, look up, pause. Exhale, walk it forward, fold. And melt into the earth here. Slow, deep breaths. So again, see if we can just allow ourselves to soften a little bit more with each exhale. Let go of any judging or analyzing. And just remember that wherever you are in this moment in your journey is exactly where you need to be. Perfectly imperfect. Perfect as you are. All is coming. Practice, practice, practice. All is coming. Beautiful. I might come around and adjust your hips a little bit. Please don't be alarmed. If you don't want me to touch you, just give me a wave, let me know. Good. Relax your shoulder. Yeah. Let's bring this thigh forward just a little bit. Yeah, the right thigh. We'll pull that left one back a little bit. There we go. What we need is a little blanket here. But is your knee okay? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure your spine is long and not wonky. And then see if we can mount the shoulder a little bit. Relax it. Relax your shoulders. Release down. Maybe elbows out to the sides a little bit. Slowly making your way back up when you're ready. Inhaling. And then exhaling back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha. And just feel, take a moment, notice what you notice. While you plug in. Deep, cleansing, nourishing breaths. Here to lower knees, chin, chest, chaturanga, or rest in child's pose. Exhaling down. Inhaling to cobra, maybe if you like, with the heart. Tailbone down, create space. Exhale, reverse that push-up You can come up onto the knees or go straight back to downward dog or bear pose, bending the knees, hips high. If you feel any tension in your lower back, go ahead and bend your knees and lift that butt up. Feel that long space through your waist and low back. Stretch the legs long when you're ready. Up on the tippy toes, left leg up to the sky as we inhale, push through, up, up, up. Exhale, side to chest. Let's step that left foot forward between your hands here. Right fingertips underneath you, pull that left hip in and back. I'm just gonna flip around, but your left leg stays forward. And then again here, we bring the hips down low, lift the back thigh up into your core. Maybe left arm up towards the sky, open the heart center. Maybe some of you from here, if you feel grounded enough, you can also bend your back knee as much as you need to. Inhale, slowly rise, come into that open twist. Press into those feet. Maybe slowly taking your heart and your gaze back. Whoop. Press. From here, left hand behind you to your sacrum or your thigh. Bend that back knee as much as you need to for your back. Inhale, lift through heart center. Arching the upper back, relax the shoulders. One more breath here, lengthen. Exhale, right hand down. Whew. Lower that right knee. And then from here, right arm back up, inhale, lengthen. So we lift up the belly away from the thigh here. Exhale up and over to your left side, stretch the right side of your body. Inhale back through center. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of thigh, or again, we can just take this tall twist, gentler version. Want to make sure your knee is right above your ankle, and that thigh bone, as you press it in, you feel that vacuum quality in your low belly again. So it's like a suctioning in and up. Thumbs to your heart center. Lift the heart up to your thumbs, to your chest up to your hands. Or you can back out of the twist. Cleansing, nourishing breaths here. Gazing up and back if you like, or down if you need. Listen to your neck. Again, some of you might wish to stay here or straighten your left leg out in front of you to stretch, or lift that back knee strong through your core. Now press into that left foot. Push down to step forward, into your chair. Utkatasana chair pose, feet together, knees together. Look at your knees. Make sure your right knee is not poking forward. Then bring your hands to heart. Root down to rise up slowly, slowly. Bring your right knee up, right in line with your hip. Remember, no higher than the hip. Hold the knee, right hand to sacrum. Now flex your toes up. Suck your belly in and push your butt back into your hands. Feel that hollow cave. Feel the length through your waist. And then slowly begin to stretch that right arm behind you. Maybe taking your gaze back. Maybe not. One more breath. Exhale, hands to heart. Whew. Feet root down, arms down by your sides. Just take a moment, notice what you feel. Tadasana. Connect to the earth, connect to the universe through your breath. Connect to all that's available to you as you become available to it. Whenever you're ready, root down, Utkatasana chair pose, come onto fingertips, knees and butt back. Hands to heart center. Suck that belly in, now shift your weight to your right foot. So you're going to the other side, your more fresh leg, and then wrap your left leg on top. Maybe the left toe is back, maybe not. If you'd like to take your full eagle with the arms here, left arm under the right, opposite of legs. So we bring the butt and hips way back and down. From your waist down, we're drilling into the earth. And from the waist up, again, we're growing taller. Fingertips towards the sky. Heart open, chest open. Breathe deeply, find your drishti. Steady your eyes, steady your breath. Squeeze your spine. Lift in and up. Push down to your right foot. Very nice balances, beautiful. Flex your left toes up. Push the heel away from the crown of your head. Crown of the head away from the heel. Fingertips forward away from your heel. Keep pushing equally back. Lift your pelvic floor muscles off of your right thigh bone. One more breath. Reach. Exhale, bend the front knee, step back. Inhale, warrior one. Stretch your waist. Lift up. Exhale, release your fingertips out. Inhale, palms to prayer, big circle around. Exhale, thumbs to your heart center. Pinkies to your chest, pinkies to your thigh. Here, same thing. We want that lift off of your thigh bone or away from it. Excellent. You guys are awesome. From here, stay here or walk or float forward. Again, spread the toes and gaze forward, fly if you want to. Lift that left leg up. Lean forward, gaze forward. One more breath. Woo, step back, deep lunge, spread fingers wide. Right leg up and back, open that hip, shake out that right leg gently. Shake out your right butt cheek. Woo. The right one, your right one, shake it out. All right, bring that right knee to your right shoulder, hold. And then thigh to chest, shoulders above wrist. Push the ground away from you with your fingertips. Right back up, inhale, open. Shoulders stay square. Exhale, knee to your right shoulder, come forward, thigh to chest. Now bring your right ankle towards your left wrist and push the ground away, floating pigeon. One more breath, push it away. Exhale down into your pigeon pose. Flex that that front foot. Left thigh bone forward, right thigh bone back. Remember, you always have this option. Right thigh on top if you need to at any point. Figure four. Otherwise, we inhale onto fingertips, lengthen. Exhale, bend into your elbows. You can walk your hands forward if you need, and wider apart if you need. Tuck the chin. Inhale, curl up, push down to rise. Head is the last thing up. Exhale, lower the heart. Vertebrae by vertebrae, then the head. One more time, inhale, curling. Lead from the back of your heart, head is last, up. Exhale and melt. Melt, melt, melt back into the earth. Cleansing, nourishing breaths into those hips. Send that life force energy all the way down to those hips. All the way down into your toes even. Melt into the earth. Remember, your sensation, your stretch should feel just right. Not too much and not too little. Use your exhales to soften. If you're not able to soften, back off a little bit. Listen to your body and what you need today. Remember these shoulders. I'm going to press just a little energy here. Stretch just a little bit. Breathe into your back body. Slow, deep breath here wherever you are. Empty out slowly and completely. And then inhaling slowly on your way back up. Take a moment there and then step back when you're ready into your downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. And feel. Stretch it out. All right, from here, slowly lower back down. For sake of time, we're just going to go forward. Bring your feet forward out in front of you here. And bring them slightly past your mat. We're going to just take one last final stretch for those hamstrings. So pulling the flesh out from underneath you here. Toes back towards your head. Root down to your palms as you lengthen tall and Dandasana, staff pose. Exhaling, draw navel towards spine, chin to throat. And squeeze your spine. When you're ready, inhale, root down to reach back up towards the sky here. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and paint out in front of you through those palms. Spread your fingers. Bow, forward fold. Now, feel free to bend your knees here as much as you need. And then bring that chin all the way back in towards your throat. So curl yourself, deep cleansing breaths. If you feel any tension in your lower back, go ahead and just stretch your legs here on your back one at a time. You can bend your left knee and straighten, your right leg or vice versa, whichever leg you start with. Take a moment to stretch both legs. Let's take your next inhale here when you're ready, lengthening your spine. And as we exhale, we can roll down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. So really press down through your legs and hips. You're welcome to put your feet on the ground if you need to. And then release yourself back into a Shavasana, corpse pose. Let's take one moment to open up the hips a little bit here, from the front. So we're going to hold on to your ankles or your shin bones or your outer edges of your feet. You can also do yogi toe lock, first 3 fingers, peace sign and thumb around your big toes. Now press your sacrum into the earth as you gently open up through your inner thighs and your hips here. Pressing your sacrum into the earth, encouraging that external rotation of your hips. You can rock gently if it feels good, or just find stillness here. Slow, deep breaths. If you like, bend your left knee and extend your right leg out to the side. Gently stretch one leg. Keep your head and neck on the ground and relax. And then bend your right knee and stretch the other leg, or vice versa, whichever you started with. Do the other side. Back to center, bring the soles of your feet together, knees out to the sides, and Supta Baddha Konasana. Wiggle your butt cheeks apart a little bit. And just spend a few moments here. Again, observe what you feel as you breathe. Feel the warm glow of the sun shining over you. And feel your light shining back at it. Feel the coolness of the breeze against your skin and flowing in through your nostrils, down through your throat, into the core of your being. And sending that warm breath back out into the world around you. Feel your whole body surrender here to what is. Feel your heart, mind, and soul one with all that is as you surrender, as you become available to it. And as you come back to your true self and your true nature, observe that deep knowing and wisdom and peace, that deep, deep trust that all is well and everything is on its way, that everything is for your dwelling more deeply into this space of unconditional and infinite love, compassion, freedom. Just being. And take a couple of slow, deep breaths. Again, feel free to lie here in stillness as long as you like, or perhaps gently awakening fingertips and toes. Gently walking the feet back up onto the ground and wrapping the arms around the legs. Give yourself a nice big hug. And then rolling onto your right side into a fetal position, right arm is a pillow under your head. Let's take a few moments here, observe what you feel as you breathe. And coming back to this symbolic rebirth, back to where you came, where you're fully loved and held and supported. And where everything you need, you already have. All within. And as we take our next deep exhale, pressing into your left palm to slowly rise, keeping our eyes closed and gaze inward. Let's find a nice, tall and comfortable seated posture once again. And lengthening long through your spine. Just take a few moments, observe what you feel as you open your heart and just breathe. Joining the hands together by your heart center in Anjali Mudra, our prayer, lifting the heart slightly up to your hands as we bow the head once again into the heart. Taking deep cleansing and nourishing breaths here. And perhaps settling into an energy of gratitude as we observe the body, our own being's natural capacity to rebalance and to harmonize and equalize. Sealing our practice and our intentions with this gratitude with a round of Om. Emptying out slowly and completely as you're ready. Inhaling as you're ready. Bowing humbly to the light and the teacher that dwells within each and every one. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.